Hi everyone, I'm Elisa Arvelino and welcome to my sala in the casita. Today I'm here with my daughter Tiffany Rivera and we're going to talk all things Bad Bunny because we are so excited for the Super Bowl.
I am so excited for the Super Bowl. I cannot stop talking about it. I literally was talking about it with gringos in my meeting yesterday, like if he was my cousin or something. And I cannot wait to see what happens tomorrow.
Everybody is kind of getting sick of us talking about Bad Bunny. I'll apologize ahead of time, but
I'm
we're
not.
not stopping anytime soon, guys. Even my husband's like, "What the heck? You guys only talk about Bad Bunny." Yeah, get used to it.
Oh, yeah. So tomorrow's a very, very exciting day. We are already coming off of a very exciting week for Bad Bunny. So he
Yeah.
already made history this week.
Yeah, he could just quit here. We're good. We're good now, right? He won all the Grammys. I mean, think about album of the year in Spanish. Would you ever have thought of that?
Never,
No.
never. I
No.
really am rooting for him and Sabrina Carpenter to date. The way that she looked at him when he accepted his Album of the Year award was
Mm.
my favorite.
Is that a prediction, guys? Let me know in the comments. I'm really excited to see the whole performance. I mean, when I think about growing up, we always had Latin Grammys because Latin artists, even if they sung in English, they were never featured in the Grammys. It just wasn't a thing. So it's really exciting to have him win the Grammys, especially the top award, and now to go on to Super Bowl. But let's talk about some of the controversy because I'm not completely 100% happy this week.
No, yeah. So there's definitely been a lot of talk. A lot of people this year learns that Puerto Rico is in America. So Bad Bunny can, in 4 years, run for president if he wanted to, but our first lady cannot. So, a lot of people had a lot to say. There is another show going on that people are dropping out of left and right. But, we're here. We're all going to have a great moment. I can't wait to watch it. It's going to be the most watched Super Bowl in history, I'm predicting.
Well, let's listen to her predictions. I mean, we did learn a lot this week. We happen to have just come back from Bochincha Brunch with Latina Moms Connect, where we got a history lesson on Puerto Rico and why those citizens are Americans and have been Americans since 1917, guys.
Yeah, so we did listen to a great lecture with Professor Natalia de Cuba Romero from Latina Moms Connect. So that was a great talk. And I have learned more about my Puerto Rican history in this year than I have in my entire life. So I don't know. I guess we're just like really not having these conversations. I'm a third generation already. So by the time you get to me, it's like how much of those stories do you really know? I've never been to Puerto Rico. I know my grandma wanted to take me when I was younger, but we never went. So I don't have any memories or much connection to my Puerto Rican heritage. My mom's Dominican, so that's where my culture really comes from.
And first of all, I'm going to correct her. She's second generation.
Okay, second generation.
Second generation, not third. I'm first generation, and I will admit that I grew up kind of hating on Puerto Ricans. Like, it was a thing back then.
Yeah.
Dominicans against Puerto Ricans, like who eats more plátanos, and Dominicans can fry water because they eat everything fried. Like, those are the punchlines that we grew up with in high school. And not until recently was that I learned to accept that those things are like, why do we have to stereotype each other? We're all Latinos. Why can't we be one unified group and, stand up for each other? My son says it the funniest. He goes, it's okay to make fun, but it's like your cousin. Like, yeah, you can make fun of your cousin all the time, but when it comes down to it, you're going to have their back every time.
It's
So I'm
true.
here standing up for the Puerto Ricans.
Is that my same brother who, when we're in an argument, calls me the Puerto Rican of the family?
No comment. Or is it the other one that Instagram is not
Not
a
a Puerto
Puerto
Rican.
Rican? But it's
Yep.
just the jokes that we have. But we all love each other, and I wish that we were all more unified.
I mean, that's definitely a different thing that we're seeing now, and Bad Bunny is one of those artists that does that. I don't know that there's really another one that really unites everybody from Latino countries coming together and supporting him. his shows are full of people from all different countries in Latin America.
Yeah, that is interesting because if you look at like the people that I used to listen to all the time, like Romeo Santos, yeah, he's popular all over, but he's really about DR. Where yes, Bad Bunny is 100% Puerto Rican and talks about Puerto Rico all the time, but I think he shows a lot of love for all the other countries. He sings about DR in his songs. He's touring in all those Latin countries, so I think it's pretty amazing that he's unifying all of us.
Yeah, I mean, and Romeo had that opportunity too.
Yeah.
He could have been that person to unite and stick up for his own community, but that was not what he chose. And I don't know that the 30 years of history that he has in the music industry was amazing and incredible, and he's definitely a trailblazer and one of the most popular guys, and I'm sure he opens doors for other people too. But Bad Bunny stood up for his community. He stood up for the people who don't have voices, and Romeo decided to not do that. So
I definitely admire that Bad Bunny is standing up for all the, if you want to call them little people, they're not, but that's what people call them. He's standing up for them. He is talking about gentrifying his country and the dangers that come with that. He's talking about the poor person and immigration and ICE and protecting all his people. So he's definitely one for all of us. And I love that he just said on his last interview, that they asked him, well, if there wasn't music, like what else would you be? And he kind of was a little bit paused. There is nothing else, but he thanked his mom and he just said, you know what? His mom believed in him before there was music. He just believed in him as a person.
yeah,
And if we just all believed in each other as people, like I think this world would be so much better.
yeah, definitely. I mean, and he is inspiring people in a way, but he's also, he said that love is the only thing that's stronger than hate. So even though we don't like what's happening in our community, we don't like what's happening to our people, we still have to show love. So I saw a video of a bunch of people outside of a hotel that ICE was staying at, and they were singing "You Can Change Your Mind."
Aw.
So things like that are impactful, and I want to know if these people think about, like, what does your mom think about you while you are pushing our community to the ground, ripping families apart, and Bad Bunny is talking about that and speaking out about it, but he's like, we also have to love each other, love people so we can change their minds. So when
Yeah.
we approach everything with hate, we're not going to win. So I want to know, what does your mom think about this? What does your mom think about you guys not taking care of the community or ripping apart families or the things that we're seeing now?
I think he teaches us too. It's not about politics. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican. I don't care if you're blue, white, green. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we're taking care of people, that we're all human beings. Human beings. We're not illegals. We're not immigrants. We're just human beings. They're
Yeah.
dads, moms, children, all who don't need to live through trauma, who don't need to be remembering from their childhood. I remember when they took my dad away. Like, he's just really about positivity. I love that he said the other day about why he brought like the young artists, the salsa performers on his album were all from a school in Puerto Rico, and he didn't want like older stars, reggaeton stars, or any of that. No, he's got to bring up the younger generation. That's his legacy. So you need to think about that. What's your legacy?
Yeah.
Because I know I always think about what's mine.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so what do we think is gonna happen? I am rooting for Cardi B.
Me too.
Yeah, I
Me
think
too.
that seeing her perform Bodega Baddie.
In her Dominican outfit that I loved. I'm gonna go get one.
Yes, yes. So her singing Bodega Baddie would definitely fit. It would tie it right in. She's about to go out on tour. She just performed on SNL. So my prediction is that that's going to be definitely one. And I have some more. What do you think?
I'm going with young Miko.
Yes, that's exactly who I was gonna
Yeah.
say next. Yup.
I love her voice. I think he's going to bring somebody young, maybe that nobody's heard of, to kind of, champion them the way up. I think that young Miko's a good choice.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch all the American lesbians lose their minds when they see young Miko. They're all gonna learn Spanish so fast. I can't wait. Can't wait.
For my last one, I'm going with Carol G. I
Yeah.
thought that the chemistry between them on stage was fantastic. I always loved her. She's my little Latina Barbie. So that's who I'm voting for. What do you
Yeah.
got?
One more I'm gonna say is maybe Mark Anthony. And the reason
That's a
why
good
I think
one.
maybe Mark Anthony is because a lot of gringos know him. So it feels a little bit familiar. He's already super involved in, English music.
Mhm.
So maybe him, and maybe they'll sing Preciosa. That would be a moment
Ooh.
to sing Preciosa
Guys,
on that, like, very American stage.
are we all going to be crying tomorrow? Because I have a feeling we are.
Oh my God, we're all going to be screaming our heads off.
Yeah, I think we need tissues, and I think we need a bigger house because let's talk about the party.
It's not a party.
Nope,
It's not a party.
nope. My husband said we're not having a party this year. We got a few things going on, so we're not having a party. We didn't invite our usual group, nothing. Just family.
Super low key.
Super low key, but do you guys know who I am? Sorry. Do I do anything low key? Anything?
Super low key is still 20 people in La Sala. It
Yeah.
is still a lot, like you've got 4 kids and you got 2 grandkids, and that doesn't
Mhm.
even include any extended family, cousins,
Significant others, yeah.
uncles, nothing.
Yep.
So we need some space for sure. I think we
Yeah.
got to get more Coronas.
Maybe we can move the couches around. I'm not sure. But let's talk about food.
Food. That's
Yes.
all you.
Yeah, because I'm not really a big football fan, but how many years has Super Bowl been huge in this house?
All I want is the wings.
Yes.
Oh my
That's
God.
all we care about is food. It's just an excuse to throw another party.
Yeah.
And a party to me is food. So we're gonna have Arthur's famous wings. We're gonna have tostones. We're gonna have pulled chicken,
We need rice.
ribs.
We decided today we need rice. We can't go without rice. I know that she wants it to be only apps, but we need rice. The baby will only eat rice.
Guys, is rice an appetizer? Tell me the truth. Because really, I'm thinking ribs, empanadas, pulled chicken on tostones, and wings, and salad, and we're good. But they gotta have rice.
Yeah.
And then you know what happens? We never stop at rice. Because God forbid you have rice and no beans.
You need beans too.
What kind of Latino has rice with no beans, right? So now they're suckering me into cooking more.
Listen, you gotta make everybody happy, okay? You gotta give the people what they want.
All right, I'm giving the people what they want. I'll be up all night, guys. Send help
Yeah.
and
And
alcohol.
wait, the other thing too that they requested was cupcakes.
Dominican cupcakes
Dominican cupcakes.
at a Puerto Rican party.
Yeah,
I think it's acceptable.
I know.
Dulce de leche, we're in.
We're going to Elisa's house, so we need it.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So we are here in your casita today. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about you?
So, I'm a Latina lifestyle educator. I've been in healthcare for almost 30 years. I know I don't look that old, but it's true. And what I noticed a lot in healthcare was that my Latino community was suffering. When I was an office manager, sometimes they would call me in the room, the physician, and say, "Hey, can you translate for me?" So I'd go in there, and the doctor would say, "Oh, your blood sugar's a little high, your cholesterol's high. I'm going to give you a diet, follow it for 30 days, and then come back. We'll do your blood work again, maybe 3 months. We'll do your blood work again, and then we'll see. And this is the list of things you can't eat: no rice,
No rice.
no bread,
I won't make it.
no beans,
No way.
no nothing white, no pasta,
Oh my God.
nothing with sugar, no coffee with milk and
What
sugar.
am I going to eat?
Yeah. So that person would go home, and then the patient would come back in 3 months, and we would do their blood work, and guess what? It was still high.
No change.
You know why? Because they couldn't do it. You do it for a few weeks, and then you're like, There went my whole culture. Everything that I love inside, now you said I can't eat that. No desserts, nothing. So they would go on meds. And that was began the cycle. Okay? So my Latina community wasn't getting better, they were just getting medicated. So I started researching. I also have a husband who has a lot of those things. And I started researching, well, what things can we eat? And what tips can I teach to our community to get better, but still keep our culture alive and still eat delicious food? So I started teaching at libraries. I've been doing that for a while. And I got to say that my classes sell out all the time. We have a long wait list because I'm teaching everyone that they can eat delicious foods. So I take a lot of that to heart. It's very important to me. My whole mission is to serve my community. I grew up in Queens, surrounded by culture, moved to Long Island where I was very isolated, all alone in this sea of
Suburbia.
non-Latinos. Yes, I'm trying to say it nicely, but I was the only Latina at work, at school, everywhere. So it was lonely for a while. I'd say for a while until I got invited to a Latina Moms Connect event, and that changed my life. I met a whole bunch of other warm, loving Latinas that were here on Long Island just like me and feeling the same way I did. I cried, I laughed. It was an amazing day, and my life has been completely different ever since. If you're looking for a support group on Long Island, those are the people to hang out with. I mean,
Definitely.
Tiffany knows. I have all my friends now are from Latina Moms Connect. I've also worked with life coaches that taught me, you know what? It is time. It's not like our Latino ancestors told us you have to give, 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 and nothing for you because you're here to serve everyone else. How about you take a little time for yourself? How about you go to a class? How about you do something creative? So then I started teaching classes. We do reef classes, wine bottle decorating, vision boards. I let women just relax, take time for themselves, connect to their creative side, all while still keeping culture alive and still spreading our culture all over the world. So I gotta say, my life has been very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
definitely.
about you, Tiffany? What do you do?
Oh my god. What don't I do? So I have always been an event planner. I've worked in restaurants and coffee shops my whole life. I love hospitality. I love community building. I was a vice president for a chamber. I was a co-founder of a young professionals group. And in that time, I really found out what I liked. I loved working in coffee because you always get to see the same people and
Yeah.
you're really a part of their life. If it's their coffee routine and you're seeing them 5 days a week, like you know their kids' names, you're watching them grow up, you are a part of their life. And that was something that I really really enjoyed. And when I moved to restaurants, I felt like I wanted to be a part of somebody's core memories. When you're putting on an event, you're celebrating a birthday party, you're celebrating an anniversary, an engagement, a bridal shower. You are celebrating core memories. And to be able to see people hug each other and love on each other and fly in family and spend that time together, that was always something that I really really enjoyed and I really loved to be able to execute. And at the end of the day, and if it's one of my brides that comes up to me and hugs me and says that she loves me and she had the best day of her life, I am so fulfilled. That's all that I could really want. But nowadays I am planning in corporate. I love working with business owners, founders, community builders, and really showing them that they can make an ROI on their events. Their events should not be a very pretty, expensive Instagram moment, but they should actually work.
Pinterest.
They should actually work for their business. So I work with my clients all year round, and I have the best clients like you, and we get to do so many fun things. We get to
Yes.
make podcasts and have communities on the Circle platform, and we get to reach more and more people than I would have reached had I stayed working only regionally. And some of my favorite people that I have met online do not live anywhere near me. So when we're starting this community and we're starting this podcast, we're trying to find more people just like us, more people that want to connect with us and want to
Hmm.
connect in community and need to find their people. They might not be regionally close to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And maybe you want to talk to the in Dominican Republic.
yeah,
Maybe you want to talk. Maybe there's Dominicans. There's like big Dominican communities in European countries and other Latinos, not just Dominicans. And how about those moms that maybe married a Latino, don't know how to cook, don't speak Spanish, and now they have these children that they want them to be connected to culture.
yeah.
So I think to be on a global stage is really helpful for Latinos all over.
Yeah, I mean, and things have changed now. So a lot of us are blending families.
Yeah.
I'm old and getting married for the first time. And I just, we're blending families and we are two very different cultures, but raised in the same neighborhood. So we have a lot of the same memories. We grew up the same, but our kids are biracial kids. So as much as my mom is fluent in Spanish, I remember Spanish from school and from work. If you're working in restaurants, you gotta know how to speak Spanish. Otherwise, the cooks will not get you anything that you need. And, I just really felt like we needed something like this because I need my kids to know that even though you're blonde, you're still a Latina, you're still just like the rest of us, just multicultural. And I need
Hmm.
those things to be able to get passed down. So now this is a way that we can do that. And my kids can find some other people to hang out with too, just like them.
I was telling Tiffany today not to like mom guilt you so much, but I think that we do owe it to our past generations and our future generations to keep our culture alive. They worked so hard to give us the lives that we had in a time when things were so more physically demanding, emotionally demanding. Like, we can't just throw that away. I feel like that would be disrespectful. So we need to keep this going forward. I met a man who told me, oh, he takes his kids to his uncle's house to eat pernil every Christmas. And then I asked him, well, what happens when that uncle's not there anymore? They'll never eat pernil again, only at a restaurant? Guys, we have to do better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely guilty of it. I am slacking in the kitchen. But you know what? When you
School
work in
teacher.
restaurants, you don't want to come home and cook, and you're not even home for dinner. So I could definitely use that. Now that I am getting married, I feel a little bit more uh like Cinderella when she like "Ooh," like I'm like I'm a wife now. Like I have to learn how to cook and do some of these things that it was okay to not do it before. Now I feel like I want to. Not that I have to, I want to. So maybe when I get a nice new beautiful kitchen, I'll want to start doing some of those things.
Yeah, no excuses, guys. You don't need a beautiful kitchen. I say I'm in my senora era. I know, like, other people on Instagram and TikTok are all like, oh, I'm in my soft era. I'm not going to do any manly things. No, guys, we're in the senora era. Do you know what our old senoras used to do? They used to be out in the fields just like the men. It doesn't mean you can't work and come home and cook dinner. We're just going to do it
Nope.
smart now.
Plucking the feathers out of the chicken
That's
before
right.
dinner.
We're just going to do it smart now. We're going to meal prep. We're going to learn how to have time for everything.
Yeah,
But in order to do that, you have to plan it properly and you need guidance because you can't burn yourself out. You need time for yourself as well.
definitely. I'm working on that.
Okay. We'll get there and we're going to take you guys with us. So if you want to hear how this turns out and what if our predictions were good, I have an invitation for you. You're gonna come over and visit me at my casita, but not this one, the virtual casita. We're gonna have rooms for everybody there. You'll come into the sala. We can have little parties there, just like we do here. We can go into the patio, and that's where we're gonna have these conversations that are much needed, especially in this time for our community. I think we can all use community and support. So that's a good place to have those. And then the biggest part is going to be like, I'm going to invite you into la cocina, my cocina, where we're going to cook. We're going to do all the recipes. You're going to have courses there. You want to take them on your own time. You want to come join me on my live cooking classes. You want to do meal prep. It's all going to be there for you. When you come over, we can do crafting, decorating. Let's say you're a guy and you need to like impress this first date you're going on. You're gonna go ask your tias, what should I cook? You know, what should I wear? What should I bring her? This is the place where you're gonna get all of the gossip. We're all gonna be sitting around that table and talking with our tias.
Yeah. And I think that, it's important for everybody to know too that they can decide what the community is.
Yes.
So, let us know. What is it that you need? What do you feel like you're missing?
Yeah.
So, we're all going to be able to chat 24/7 on the Circle platform where the Casita community lives. And you can hop on there anytime you like to chat more with either one of us or anyone that's in the community. And
Completely private, so you don't have to worry about that. You
yep,
can
your
speak
tias on
freely.
Facebook won't be commenting on your photos. Que lindo.
Yes.
So,
Or they won't be saying, oh, tú estás gorda.
oh,
¿Y quién es ese muchacho? You
uh,
know, all of that stuff. No judgment zone, guys. Just come, ask for advice, sit with us. You get 30 days free. And tell them the best part. What's going to happen after the 30 days before we move on?
so after the 30 days of a few virtual live cooking classes and discussions, we're going to get together and make sancocho in person.
In person. That's a full blown dinner party. We're all gonna come to my real casita and we're gonna hang out and eat dinner. It's gonna be amazing. We can't wait to do it with you guys.
Awesome. See you there.
Bye.